It was only opened in 2020, but quickly became one of the league's most recognizable venues. You're looking at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. The veneer of a new season is gone. Yes, we used veneer in a football game. We're in the middle of the schedule now. It's away here in Week 7. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops.
Even though that run did not net them a first down, I can promise you this, Kate. I promise you. I know how it works. They're going to circle that one. They're going to remember that one. And when they need some key yards on the ground, they'll come back to that call later.
From the 40 on 2nd down. That finds the rookie from Wisconsin. Complete. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Throwing now on 1st down, Stafford. That's on target, Puka Nacua. And they get there to touch him down, Brock, but a big gain on that play.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
On 1st down, here's Stafford. He gets this one to Nacua. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. They get 19, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal. Straight ahead with Williams. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Williams will not get past the line. He's held up at a 4. Offense up to the line fast. 3rd and goal. It's Stafford. And this is going to be an LA touchdown. The Rams finish up an excellent opening series. It's a Puka Nacua touchdown. Point after converted from Cardi. And the Rams will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Cardi has it all teed up and ready to send it away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, here's a handoff. And it took a couple of guys to hold him down there after a gain of just 1.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Looking for a throw here. Caught by Diggs. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 30-yard play, Brock, and they've got a fresh set of downs.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Back now, pressure on its way. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Rams get the football as he makes his third interception of this season. Already in an early hole on the scoreboard. That is not what they needed in response, Brock. Giving away possession with a pick.
You know, we got a lot of game left, obviously. Nowhere close to them putting it away. But you can see things starting to unravel a little bit, even after just 2 possessions. A touchdown here could really continue that momentum towards an early runaway.
Stafford now on first down. Has him on the quick hitter. And a solid gain there. Gets him across the 45 before he goes out.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. From the gun, a carry by Williams. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
You know what I like about a second and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a first down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play-action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
And he gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. That was Tyree Wilson in on the tackle. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Stafford from the gun. Throwing deep for the end zone. And he will score. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Rams take a 13-0 lead. It's a Puka Nacua touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Cardi with the extra point. And the Rams drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Cardi has it all teed up and ready to send it away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Cameron Curl has it. And the Rams will take over as he records his first interception of our season. Okay, Brock, now back-to-back drives where they have picked him off. That's got to be a worrying trend for these coaches who know how integral the passing game is to their game plan and their success. Those
poker players, the best of them, when they figure out a tell, they know exactly how to beat their opponent. This defense right now, they're reading this quarterback like a book.
Here's Williams to start the drive. And he drives ahead for good yardage up to the 45. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Working from the gun. Here's Stafford. They'll just throw it away, but here comes the flag. There was nobody in the neighborhood of that one. Well, I've always wanted to ask this, and this feels like the perfect moment, Brock. Is there ever a time where a quarterback feels intentional grounding is actually worth it?
No. I don't think so. Not for your team, not for your play caller, not for your coach, not for the game situation. There really isn't a time. You've got to find an outlet, somewhere to throw that ball away safely.
That one's caught along the left sideline. How about that play, Brock? On 3rd and 14, they find a way to convert.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Running right, it's Williams. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Find Diablo there on the tackle. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
Shotgun snap to Stafford. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
No connection on the last play, and out 3rd down. Stafford back to throw. Short pass brought in. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
On comes Joshua Carty and the Rams field goal unit to try it on 4th down. It'll be 51 yards from the left hash. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that one was hit great. It sails on through without incident.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Carty has it all teed up and ready to send it away. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Didn't make an effort to hit the landing area at all, so they're going to give them a drive starting at the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. That's the end of one, and yikes, things looking a little out of hand already. The Rams out to an early advantage. We'll return to Inglewood in just a moment. Time now for the 2nd quarter. Raiders in possession. They'll have it 2nd and 8. Throwing off the play fake here. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. It's a pickup of 26. And that's a Vegas 1st down.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get into a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
He gets this to Michael Mayer. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
They're now set for 1st and 10. They go play action here. Pass taken in by Diggs. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. Give them about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets them up with 1st and goal. Able to get it to Moore. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. It's 2nd and goal. There's a give, left side. It is into the end zone. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders fighting back and shaving 6 off that lead. Carlson's extra point is good. And the Raiders cut the lead down to 10. That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. This return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, this is a time where offensively you got to regroup. You got to get in that huddle. You know, and quarterback is the most important leadership position. Everyone's looking at you. And as a QB, after taking a sack like that, golly, you got to flush it, instill some confidence, and move this ball forward.
And the nice gain is met by a punishing hit to bring it to a halt.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
They'll send him over right. Throwing is Stafford on 3rd. He has the 1st over the middle. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Here's 2nd and 11. Finds a man right side. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
Offense in the hurry up here. Now the Rams will use the 1st of their timeouts. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the 1st half. Only need the length of the football. It's 4th and inches. Stafford gonna go on 4th. He finds him beyond the marker. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. They hit him for 5 yards on 4th down and get the successful conversion.
Oh, I love 4th downs. It just brings out the very best, and you get to see how you handle the most pressure, and it turns out they handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Off the play fake, it's Stafford. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That one goes for 31 yards and a 1st down when all is said and done. Handoff goes to Williams, running right. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They stay on the ground with Williams. Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
His goal's pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you can come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, all the better.
Third and long for him here. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game or already out of hand, coaches know they got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
Slide's kick is up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 13.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Carty has it all teed up and ready to send it away. And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to spot the ball at the 30 to begin the drive. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun here. It's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for. Thinking interception to be had. And incompletion still pretty good for the defense.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Dropping back to throw. That's more on the quick slant. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Back to throw now. Got a man, Bowers has it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
He'll throw it yet again. Brought in right side by Moore. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. Now the Raiders using the last of their timeouts. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Touchdown! So he looks to and finds the big fella, and his tight end takes it in for 6.
Such a reliable weapon down in the red zone. It kind of reminds me like a point guard making an entry pass to that post player. When you trust your big people around you, and when a quarterback trusts his tight end like that, it makes a difference.
That one right down the middle. And the Raiders get it back to within 6. Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. Starting from the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on 1st down. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Just before halftime, we get a timeout ticket. One last play before the break. On 2nd down, a run with Williams. And he stopped on a nice gain on what is the final play of this 1st half. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the 3rd quarter.
Joshua Carney to kick off for the Rams.
Cardi has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Set to return. Here's Darnay Holmes. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you've got to count on those being efficient and effective.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Now a give on the counter. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. Here's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. Cut by Diggs. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
On 1st down, they'll run. And they wrap him up after a short push to the 42. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Get some space around midfield. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that's good for a Raiders first.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
Second and 6 coming up here. From the 37. He completes it in traffic. We're working a couple of yards past the line. Jared first on the tackle.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Motioning him from the slot right. From the gun on 3rd down. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Trying to find Brock Bowers. And that leaves them with 4th and 5. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. He's back to throw. That's caught beyond the marker. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. How about 19 yards on 4th down, and the call to go for it pays off considerably.
Oh, so close to getting off the field. But the 4th down conversion keeps that defense out there. That was their shot to end this possession, to sit on the bench, to get their breath. But now they're going to have to buckle down and force another 4th down.
Cut near the goal line. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. They'll try and punch it in.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, that came at the perfect time.
And the defender comes away with it. And the Rams get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season. There are costly interceptions, Brock, and then there are interceptions inside the red zone in the second half of a 1-score game.
And if there is ever a time where ball security is paramount, it is right now.
Yeah.
They made a great play. Don't get me wrong. They deserve a ton of credit right there. But as a quarterback, you cannot risk a turnover. It's touchdown, it's check down, it's throw the ball away. You're literally throwing points away with that pick. When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and then netted some positive yards.
It'll have it up to around the 23-yard line on the play. Just a single yard, but that's going to be enough to move the chains. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Another run for Williams. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know they say it any time he comes up in an interview, but they appreciate having him on this defense so much, Kate, because of plays like that one. Those are great instincts. It takes instincts and want to come up and run support, and not many corners can make that stop.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Textbook hitch route. Just hit him in the short field and deliver it once that defense turns their attention elsewhere. Okay, this is a low-ceiling play, but a reliable source of yardage.
Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Working from the gun. Here's Stafford. He lays out over the middle to bring that one in. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Throwing now on 1st down, Stafford. Able to find Nakua here. A solid gain there. Gets him across the 45 before he goes out.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Now Stafford again. Fits it through the middle. He goes the distance. Touchdown, LA! The Rams push their lead further to start the half. You love seeing a tight end get the chance to show off those wheels, right? And in the best of cases, he can rumble the whole way home.
Kate, think of getting somebody with that type of mass rolling at full speed. Who's really going to want to stand in the way, wants to stop him anyhow? The answer, nobody. Well, maybe some second guessing of that play after the miss. I think it was just an instant of the defense guessing the call correctly and right on the spot.
Cardi has it all teed up and ready to send it away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 30-yard line.
First and 10 now from the 30. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. He's throwing deep to the left side. Oh, no, they get him yet again. Emmanuel Forbes makes the play. And the Rams are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
I know he started the play as a defender, but gosh, he looked good, didn't he? Running it back, he looked like a receiver navigating on that return. The way he saw the field, he baited obstacles, and he chewed up yardage in the open space. Well, it'd make those offensive coaches and teammates proud. We've seen defensive players get touches on occasion, and I think he just gave himself maybe a look on that side of the ball down the road.
He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down. So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the 4th.
Raiders 14.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. On the handoff, this is Williams. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps from this defense.
Hey, as much as I love talking about these physical matchups, right now this is psychological. This adds some layers to this 3rd down call. Do you try your hand at another run and hope it fares better? Tougher to go back to it again when it just gets stuffed.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. Stafford from the gun. And this is going to be incomplete. Great looking catch, but he lost track of that sideline and went out of bounds. We've got 4th down.
You know, that's one you watch the next day, Kate, you're just bummed. As a QB, you're a perfectionist. And when it's caught but out of bounds, you know it could have been just a little bit more accurate on your end.
Slide's kick is up and good. And go ahead and 15-point game now.
Those 3 points make a comeback that much more difficult now. 2 touchdowns got to be scored, and that 2-point conversion, that's a job really well done.
Cardi has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Looking up towards the dome. Can't bring it in clean. Oh, no, and it bounces out of their own end zone. That's going to be a safety.
You know what? This game is hard. So sometimes catching a break or two in just the right circumstances is a big deal. Sideline could be your best friend as a runner. Because you lose the ball next to it, there's a good chance it could go harmlessly out of bounds.
And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And that's a Vegas first down. 1 play in, and already they're close to midfield. They go play action on first. He lofts it deep left. He's got it inside the 10. And in for the touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
The kick is good, and they've moved back within a possession in the 4th. All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Give to Williams from the gun. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the 32. Throw left side, complete. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
They go with Williams on the counter. Past midfield at the 45. And he's all the way down to the 32-yard line. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
Kate, you know by now I'm not shy about referencing movies during a game, and that run, that was a picture-perfect script. You get the defense thinking one thing, looking one way, then bam! You surprise them with a twist, and head the other way for a big run.
Going to the ground again on first. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Second and 10 now. He goes back to him yet again. Complete. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Offense set for a first and 10. Up the gut they go with Williams. And he'll have it down to almost the 10-yard line. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be second and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, If you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5.
21. White. 32. 40 got. 40 turning.
They fake the handoff. Now Stafford. And that's going to be brought in. Touchdown, LA. The Rams have a commanding 14-point lead now in the 4th. It's a Puka Nacua touchdown. His 3rd through the air this game. Point after converted from Cardi. And the Rams lead by 15 now. Cardi has it all teed up and ready to send it away. And that's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else. So that football coming out to the 30-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. He's going to throw this one. Taking a deep shot here. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. He'll throw it. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. And the Rams are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
I don't know how many you could have next to you, Kate, that have been in this spot before, okay? I have thrown 5 interceptions in the game, and it happened to be our rivalry game back in college. It was one of the most humbling, horrific experiences of my life. Please, Coach, take this player out. We do not need to see another interception added to his ledger.
And they make this stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
You call that 1st down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards. They'll take that every single time.
1st down, and they go right back to it. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. It's the 2-minute warning here in L.A. Rams close to picking up their 5th win. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
Big 20. Set.
Williams on the carry. And he runs it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they need the same now here on 3rd down.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And 4th and 4 coming up. Slide's kick is up and good. And it's a 3-score game now, an 18-point lead.
We got ourselves a 3-score game now after that make. It's got to feel like it's going to just about do it with any hopes of a comeback still smoldering. I think these kickers enjoy those opportunities, Kate, to be the one to kick this lead out of range.
And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 30-yard line.
First and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Throwing left side, Bowers has it. They gain 14 on the play. And that's good for Raiders first.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
First and 10 now. Here's Smith. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's a Vegas first down. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. A play fake. Now Smith to throw. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. Trying to find Stephon Diggs. And that'll bring up second down.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes. And your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Try getting that one to Brock Bowers. And that's going to leave him with a tough third and long. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody. And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
It's a gain of 7. Now they've got some options here on fourth down. Looking to the air here. He's got it to his running back. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. First down from the red zone. Forced out to his right. Oh, he makes the catch. Impressive grab, but he should have let it go. They're going to lose yards.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was first down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Oh, brother, it's another interception. And the Rams get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season.
The Rams take over first and 10 at their own 9-yard line.
They're out and set. First and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line.
Crosby on the tackle. The tackle made back at his own 6-yard line.
So make a check in that win column for the Rams.